We've got the Final Percent Podcast. This is Greg Kimball. If you can go maybe give me a follow on Instagram, it's just Greg L. Kimball. That would be really rad. I'd love to connect more with people who listen to the podcast. If you can also do me a favor, maybe just screenshot that you're listening to the podcast, tag me, and post it on Instagram. It helps more than I think people realize. So if you're getting any value or entertainment or anything from this, just maybe consider doing that. It would really mean a lot. Today, I have a quick kind of idea that I want to go through with you, and that's the idea of hanging on to stuff, hanging on to crap, hanging on to negativity, hanging on to something that someone said, hanging on to those grudges. Or maybe you're not hanging on to anything. Maybe you're just a misanthropic person. Maybe you just have a bunch of stuff inside that you're mad about with yourself. Or maybe you just are the consummate pessimist. And I want to give you guys an idea. I know everyone is maybe sick of the whole, man, if I hear one more thing about PMA. Now, PMA stands for Positive Mental Attitude. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I really, really believe in that. I do. But there's a lot of things out there where people are just saying, yeah, but what if my day is going crappy? What if this is happening? What if someone just hit my car? Am I supposed to be really pumped about that situation? No, you're not. But how long does it really take you to get over something? How long does it really take you to move on? And that's why I wanted to just talk a little bit about negativity as it pertains to just moving through life. Take negativity and play like it's acid, okay? If we play like negativity is acid, not LSD, just the corrosive substance that would be considered acid, let's understand that acid destroys the vessel in which it is stored. So if you are mad and you're not letting something out, maybe you have a friend that you just don't want to, you're not bringing something up, but you're really, really bothered. One of two things needs to happen. You really got to actually let it go, or you got to go talk to him. Communication. So that's just such a big thing that's going on right now in today's day and age, is if someone says something, looks at someone sideways, looks at someone the wrong way, they'll hang on to that forever. Or this whole idea of subtweeting. Now, if you don't know what that means someone posted something on social media. It used to only be Twitter, but it could be a post on Facebook. It can be a post on Instagram. It can be a post on, Twitter. And someone infers and says, that's about me. Now, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I've actually watched it happen more often than not where it is not about you. Now, here's a news flash that I think everybody really, truly should start learning. You care about you a lot more than other people. So when you put all this mental energy into, oh, they definitely wrote that about me, chances are they probably didn't. Chances are maybe they're just going through a similar situation. After all, we are a bunch of human beings just trying to make it and go a little bit further. Just be a little less stressed out. So maybe they're going through something similar. Maybe they're going through something with a different friend. But at the end of the day, you have your own battles to fight. You have your own horses to race. You have your own dreams to make come true. But so many people are so worried about what other people are doing or thinking. They're manufacturing and creating all of these things that may or may not be true. If they are true, just ask them, hey, I feel some type of way about what you posted. Was that about me by chance? Because that's kind of what I thought because of this. Maybe you have some other stuff you need to talk to about them or with them. That's the thing. Or just let it go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, ask yourself, on my deathbed, am I going to remember this moment? You being mad at someone over something on Facebook or Twitter, you probably won't remember that. So start using that as kind of a guiding principle, a guiding tool. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to remember these moments. Cuddling with my wife, talking with my wife, planning with my wife. My wife, I'm going to tell you, is a huge reoccurring character in the most important moments of my life. Ask yourself that. Ask yourself, hey, is this going to matter to me so much so that in 10 years I'm going to remember it? 20 years I'm going to remember it. Most people are just feeding in all of this mental energy, emotional energy, time into these negative thoughts. And they're hanging on to stuff. And more often than not, the person that you're so mad about, or the person that you're directing all of your emotion toward, they have no idea that you're even mad. That's how much you matter in their world on this specific subject. More often than not, if you just say, hey, this is kind of how I'm feeling. Is there any way you can clarify this for me? More often than not, they're going to say, man, I didn't realize that it came off that way. I'm sorry about that. But understand, things that stay down inside of you, remember, acid destroys the vessel in which it's stored. So the negative ideas or the jealous ideas or the sabotage ideas or the I think this person hates me ideas, or they're trying to sabotage me, or they're doing this, all of those things that you store inside of you and you don't talk about, but you think about, and they affect how you interact with people, specifically the person that you're emotionally distraught about, it's going to start eating you from the inside. Now, I used to have sleepless nights thinking about, I think this person thinks this. I think this. I can't believe this. How do I make it right? How do I make it right? How do I make it right? But I was always too scared to just say, hey, is this what you were kind of thinking? Deal with problems head on and immediately. If you're not ready to talk to the person, just stick a pin in it. If you need to, write it down. Hey, if this happened, my kind of rule of thumb is if there's something that's a red flag for me, I have this little note in my phone that just says red flags. I'm going to write it down. And you know what? If it never comes up again, I don't ever think about it. But right when there's two red flags, right when something hits my red flag list twice, now we have a reoccurring thing. So I will go deal with it head on and immediately. Right when you hit my list twice, I got to talk to you as fast as possible. Because if it's just on there once and you can go, it might be this, they might have thought this, but this is how I felt, and I can kind of go either way with it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to put it on my list. If it happens again, I'll notice it, and I will deal with that problem. But more often than not, you feeling some type of way is just you being sensitive. You feeling some type of way is just this, that, or the other. And so what I want you to do is just learn to let it go. Right when it happens twice, okay, we've got a pattern here. Maybe I have to have that piece of communication. So then you just sit down. Hey, you know what? This happened on this date. This happened on this date. Is there something that we should talk about? Is there something that we can be better about? Can I do something to make it to where I don't feel like this when you're around anymore? It's that simple. Because I don't want to sit here and go, oh, you did this to me once. And then every time I see you, I don't want to talk to that person. Oh, I don't really mess with that person. I don't go around that person. But then you're telling all of that to other people. So now you're trying to put this acid inside of the way that they think about someone or you, because they're like, hey, why did you just tell me that? Just go deal with your problems, man. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because when I'm coaching people, there's just so much negativity that just kind of spews out of people these days. Oh, this person did this person did that, this. Hey, just learn to deal with your problems or actually truly just let go. So go talk to the person or just actually let go. But remember, acid destroys the vessel in which it's stored. So take all the sadness, all the negative energy, everything that you're harboring, and just try to push it out of your life. So deal with it or actually let it go. Those are your options. Because otherwise, why are you hanging on to it? All right? This has been the Final Percent Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. We have some really cool announcements coming up. I know everyone says I'm working on something, but hey, I'm working on something. Thank you guys so much. See you soon.